Great morning, great people. Child, I forgot I didn't have my spectacles on yet. Hold on, y'all. Great morning, y'all. What y'all was doing? Happy first day of April. Okay, happy first day of April, y'all. Welcome to the message. I hope y'all are doing well and that today is going fantastic for you. Child, this head wrap, my bad, y'all. I forgot I didn't even have my spectacles on yet. How are y'all doing this morning? I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Um, Y'all, today is an amazing day and great, amazing things are going to happen for us today. Look at the little honey bunny, the little squirrel. Anyway, happy first day of April, y'all. Happy first day of April. I hope you're feeling fantastic. I hope you're ready to step into this month with new energy, feeling like a new beginning. That's what I prayed for this morning. I was like, Daddy, we counting this as the new year. This is the begin. Come on, 124. This is the beginning of a new year, a new era, all that. Okay, the promise. That's what the message was this morning. The promise, right? Um, and the Lord kept it kind of simple. Of course, we're going to talk about that after we do our Bible clarity. We are in the book of Numbers this morning, y'all. We're in the book of Numbers 31 and 32 that we'll be covering today. Y'all know we are on a trek, right? We are moving right along. We are reading the entire Bible, two chapters at a time, roughly two chapters at a time. So we are in the book of Numbers. We're going to do our Bible clarity, and then we're going to get the message for this morning. Some of y'all may have tapped in yesterday, so you had already heard some of the news that the Lord allowed me to share with y'all. And just as we've been talking about marching orders and him giving us our new assignment, and so he's giving me mine. So I told y'all that he's giving me my new assignment and what he's asking me to do and how he's asking me to move forward in this season. So I receive it. I receive it. I can't believe it, right? And this again, y'all can make sure y'all go watch Sunday Spirituality as well. We had a good message yesterday, y'all. So if you haven't seen Sunday Spirituality from yesterday, make sure you go. Message. Thank you, honey. One. Make sure. Y'all. Let me turn this off so it don't be. No, it'll. Okay, I think it's back together now. I had to turn it off. I didn't even know it was on. Um, so y'all make sure y'all go watch Sunday Spirituality from yesterday. It is on YouTube and Facebook. When y'all come in, great morning, honey, honey. Y'all come in, like the live, share the love. Make sure that you drop something in the chat that you're grateful for. I forgot to say this. I got to get in the habit of saying this as well. Testimony Tuesday, y'all. Somebody needs to send in a testimony that you would like to share, no matter what it is, whatever you would like to share, so we can give God the glory about how he's making changes and doing things in our lives. Make sure you submit that email to 336tarot and oracle@gmail.com. That email is in the description box so that we can uplift you, elevate you, and celebrate your success with you, as well as giving glory to the Lord. Jamila said, good morning, everyone. May God bless on this glorious morning and glorious indeed. Today, I'm grateful for the opportunity to rebuild my relationship with God and his guidance in this season. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is definitely a beautiful thing. I was talking to God a lot this morning, and a big part, y'all know, I'm praying restoration into my life, y'all. I kid you not. I am praying restoration into my life. And so, like, the way y'all know, he's been teaching me how to pray as well. So I be praying multiple times a day, but I have alarms set where I literally pray 3 times a day just to maintain and build the relationship. Like, it's so important on this to me to make sure that I am building the relationship. For, like Jamila said, hers is rebuilding, mine is building, because I didn't have, this is me creating the relationship with the Lord that I want to have. So congratulations on your rebuilding. You already know it's already done, because as long as we search for him, we will find him. When we look for him earnestly, that's one of the message clarity tarot and oracle cards. When we search for him wholeheartedly, we will find him. Okay, we will definitely find him, because he ain't hard to find. We just got to put in the time. Bars. So that's that for that, y'all. It's so much going on. Um all new beginnings. I was praying for that this morning. I was like, Daddy, could just show up and be a blessing in everybody's life today, right? Every day, like the whole month of April, I'm still looking to see. Normally it's like one scripture. I don't know, like I know my regular stuff that I say all the time, but I was like, I'm a figure it out. Maybe I'll know about it tomorrow and I'll be able to share it with y'all and see what I want to focus on. For me, it's restoration in this season. So every day, like praying towards the same, like that's so crazy because that happened this morning too. I didn't even realize that. Like every month, y'all, I really do a challenge for myself. Sometimes I share them. Some of y'all have done some of the challenges with me. We did some like last year. When was that? We did it for 11/11, for November 11th to November to December the 12th. We did it was like an 11/11 challenge where we wrote, it 11 things we were grateful for. You could either do 11 things that you're grateful for, or one scripture that you were really focusing in on to help you through whatever you're going through, and writing that 11 times. So I'm thinking about doing something like that again in my own life, or just 11 things, or just for this, for this, it might just be like 7 things. But that's what we did last time. I think that was the last challenge that we did. But I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do specifically, especially in this season, in this time. Just 7 things that I need to see happen like ASAP. Message, come on, thumbs up, period. 7 things I need to see the Lord like make progress on, that I'm believing him for. So that may be something that I start doing today, since it's the first, right? New beginnings, new energy, just 7 things. And every day speaking life and energy, and writing those things. You write the vision, you make it plain, and then you start to see things happening, that you're seeing it, you're saying it, like you're focusing in on it. You know that you're praying for it. So it's being intentional, right? It's being intentional. And so that's a big part of what I do, is like, how do you want to focus your energy? What are you focusing on? Bit like creating, building, growing, elevating, expanding in the month of April. Message, what does it mean to me? What does it mean for Jesus to feel full, fulfill the Torah, and fulfill the Torah? I don't know. That was the Bible Project notification that just came through, so I'll have to go look at it when I'm done. Y'all, come in, like the live, share the love. Oh, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Community, y'all, community. What do we have going on? We don't have a lot. We'll talk more about it before we get the message this morning. We finna hop into the book of Numbers. Y'all, like the live, share the love. And we finna do Ola do it. We finna Ola do it and see what's happening in the book of Numbers. We're almost done, y'all. We'll be done with the book of Numbers this morning. I mean this week. So good morning, honey, Woney. Good morning. What's your thing? Divine and Grateful Risings. Y'all come in, like the live, share the love. Make sure you drop something in the chat that you're grateful for this morning. Ola do it. So last week, y'all, we what did we end off on? Let's go ahead and get our Bible clarity done. Let's see what we got. So last week we talked about, on Friday, the offerings for the festival of trumpets and laws concerning vows. I just read this little box that I didn't read the other day when we were doing this, and it says Moses reminded the people that they must keep the promises they made to God and to one another. In ancient times, people rarely signed written contracts. A person's word was binding. Keeping a promise signifies the sincerity and faithfulness of a life devoted to pleasing God. It also builds trust, which is an important foundation for committed human relationships. Without the trust that comes from a promise kept, community structures would and do become unstable. Would your family and friends say you are a person of your word? Can they trust you in any situation? I definitely believe that the Lord is bringing trustworthy people into your energy. Okay, we believe in him for it. We trust in that, and he's removing folks that ain't supposed to be there. I prayed that this morning. He's in a season of revealing to you the people who are not meant to move forward with you. Message, who are not meant to move forward with you in this season. So he's revealing people. This the thing, but we're not gonna give them a whole lot of energy. He gave me a message this morning, y'all. It's so crazy. This is a side note. He's giving, like, as I be praying or just chopping it up, I literally know right now, I know everything every message that we're going to talk about this week and part of next week too, because as he's just giving them to me, I just go and put it on the calendar. So I already know what we're going to be focused on. And so one of the things he actually gave me the message this morning, and I think we'll be talking about it next week, is we finna be so blessed that we gonna have enough for our enemies too, right? He prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. He anoints my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Your overflow is gonna be so much that you're gonna have enough, whether you have enemies or whether you don't. I personally don't have any known enemies, so it would be all unknown. It would be agents of the enemy, right? And so anyway, we'll talk about that more next week, but it'd be tripping me out because he gives me the messages. And so I already know, and I'm grateful because it's not me having to get up and try to figure out everything what we're going to talk about. He's like, nope, this is the message. And so when he gives me one, I just go throw it on the calendar. So I literally have all of them as I keep chopping it up with him. He gives me whatever the message is going to be. I'm grateful. Okay, so all it do it. So we'll talk about more about that next week. Today, because it's a new beginning. I do got to share something else with y'all that I completely forgot about, but we'll talk more about it when we get to the message. Oh, let's do it. Let's get to it. Well, I can't, child, because this head wrap is super tight. Okay, I'm back. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Don't judge me. If you're new, welcome to the community. We're so happy, so grateful you are here. Let's see. We are on Numbers 31 this morning. Conquest of the Midianites. Conquest of the Midianites. And then we'll be talking about the tribes east of the Jordan. Y'all know we are in the book of Numbers. We are moving into the promised land. We ain't all the way there yet. We're getting prepared. We're mobilized. We are moving towards the promised land. Okay, here we go, y'all. Then the Lord said to Moses, on behalf of the people of Israel, take revenge on the Midianites for leading them into idolatry. After that, you will die and join your ancestors. So Moses said to the people, choose some men and arm them to fight the Lord's war of revenge against Midian. From each tribe of Israel, send 1,000 men into battle. So they chose 1,000 men from each tribe of Israel, a total of 12,000 men armed for battle. Then Moses sent them out, 1,000 men from each tribe, and Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, led them into battle. They carried along the holy objects of the sanctuary and the trumpets for sounding the charge. They attacked Midian as the Lord had commanded Moses, and they killed all the men. All five of the Midianite kings, Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, died in the battle. They also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword. Then the Israelite army captured the Midianite women and children and seized their cattle and flocks and all their wealth as plunder. They burned all the towns and villages where the Midianites had lived. After they had gathered the plunder and captives, both people and animals, they brought them all to Moses and Eleazar the priest and to the whole community of Israel, which was camped on the plains of Moab beside the Jordan River, across from Jericho. Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the community went to meet them outside the camp. But Moses was furious with all the generals and captains who had returned from the battle. Why have you let all the women live? He demanded. These are the very ones who followed Balaam's advice and caused the people of Israel to rebel against the Lord at Mount Peor. They are the ones who caused the plague to strike the Lord's people. So kill all the boys and all the women who have had intercourse with a man. Only the young girls who are virgins may live. You may keep them for yourselves. And all of you who have killed anyone or touched a dead body must stay outside the camp for 7 days. You must purify yourselves and your captives on the 3rd and 7th days. Purify all your clothing too, and everything made of leather, goat hair, or wood. Then Eleazar the priest said to the men who were in the battle, the Lord has given Moses this legal requirement. Anything made of gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, or lead, that is all metals that do not burn, must be passed through the fire in order to be made ceremonially pure. These metal objects must then be further purified with the water of purification but everything that burns must be purified by the water alone. On the seventh day, you must wash your clothes and be purified. Then you may return to the camp. Division of the plunder. And the Lord said to Moses, you and Eleazar the priest and the family leaders of each tribe are to make a list of all the plunder taken in the battle, including the people and animals. Then divide the plunder into two parts and give half to the men who fought the battle and half to the rest of the people. From the army's portion, give the Lord his share of the plunder, one of every 500 of the prisoners and of the cattle, donkeys, sheep, and goats. Give this share of the army's half to Eleazar the priest as an offering to the Lord. From the half that belongs to the people of Israel, take one of every 50 of the prisoners and of the cattle, donkeys, sheep, goats, and other animals. Give this share to the Levites who are in charge of maintaining the Lord's tabernacle. So Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded. The plunder remaining from everything the fighting men had taken totaled 675,000 sheep and goats, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 virgin girls. There's a lot of people now. There's a lot of stuff. Half of the plunder was given to the fighting men. It totaled 337,500 sheep and goats, of which 675 were the Lord's share. 36,000 cattle, of which 72 were the Lord's share, 30,500 donkeys, of which 61 were the Lord's share, and 16,000 virgin girls, of whom 32 were the Lord's share. Moses gave all the Lord's share to Eleazar the priest, just as the Lord had directed him. Half of the plunder belonged to the people of Israel, and Moses separated it from the half belonging to the fighting men. It totaled 337,500 sheep and goats, 36,000 cattle, 3,500 donkeys, 16,000 virgin girls. From the half share given to the people, Moses took one of every 50 prisoners and animals and gave them to the Levites who maintained the Lord's tabernacle. All this was done as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then all the generals and captains came to Moses and said, we, your servants, have accounted for all the men who went out to battle under our command. Not one of us is missing. So we are presenting the items of gold we captured as an offering to the Lord from our share of the plunder: armbands, bracelets, rings, earrings, and necklaces. This will purify our lives before the Lord and make us right with him. So Moses and Eleazar the priest received the gold from all the military commanders, all kinds of jewelry and crafted objects. In all, the gold that the generals and captains presented as a gift to the Lord weighed about 420 pounds. All fighting men have taken some of the plunder for themselves. So Moses and Eleazar the priests accepted the gifts from the generals and captains and brought the gold to the tabernacle as a reminder to the Lord that the people of Israel belonged to him. Okay, so they didn't loot it. Good morning, Chris Carols. Good morning, Hun Wunny. Like the live, share the love. Y'all drop some in the chat you're grateful for this morning. So the Lord, y'all, I'm gonna have to switch pens because that pen ain't even got his spirituals in order. So they done got some loot. Okay, they went and invaded Midianite, and they were successful because the Lord said so. They got plenty of plunder, plenty of loot from that, and so now they gave the portion to the Lord, and so we gonna keep on moving forward. The tribes east of the Jordan. The tribes of Reuben and Gad owned vast numbers of livestock. Can we just say how abundant they were in this season? Even though, like, they were always abundant. That's why the thing is, the Lord always provides abundance. Even when they were in the wilderness, y'all, there was still abundance. They had, look at everything this is in addition to what they already had. Okay, I'm back. So when they saw that the lands of Jazer and Gilead were ideally suited for their flocks and herds, they came to Moses, Eleazar the priest, and the other leaders of the community. They said, notice the towns of Adaroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimrah, Heshbon, Elias, Sibmah, Nebo, and Beon. The Lord has conquered this whole area for the community of Israel, and it is ideally suited for all our livestock. If we have found favor with you, please let us have this land as our property instead of giving us land across the Jordan River. Do you intend to stay here while your brothers go across and do all the fighting? Moses asked the men of Gad and Reuben, why do you want to discourage the rest of the people of Israel from going across to the land the Lord has given them? Your ancestors did the same thing when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to explore the land. After they went up to the valley of Eshcol and explored the land, they discouraged the people of Israel from entering the land the Lord was giving to them. Then the Lord was very angry with them, and he vowed, of all those I rescued from Egypt, no one, no one who is 20 years old or older will ever see the land I swore to give Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for they have not obeyed me wholeheartedly. The only exceptions are Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, son of Nun. Okay, for they have wholeheartedly followed the Lord. The Lord was angry with Israel and made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years until the entire generation that sinned in the Lord's sight had died. But here you are, a brood of sinners, doing exactly the same thing. You are making the Lord even angrier with Israel. If you turn away from him like this and he abandons them again in the wilderness, you will be responsible for destroying this entire nation. But they approached Moses and said, we simply want to build pens for our livestock and fortified towns for our wives and children. Then we will arm ourselves and lead our fellow Israelites into battle until we have brought them safely to their land. Meanwhile, our families will stay in the fortified towns we build here, so they will be safe from any attacks by the local people. We will not return to our homes until all the people of Israel have received their portion of land. But we do not claim any of this land of the land on the other side of the Jordan. We would rather live here on the east side and accept this as our land, our grant of land. Okay. Then Moses said, if you keep your word and arm yourselves for the Lord's battles, and if your troops cross the Jordan and keep fighting until the Lord has driven out his enemies, then you may return when the Lord has conquered the land. You will have fulfilled your duty to the Lord and the rest of the people of Israel, and the land on the east side of the Jordan will be your property from the Lord. But if you fail to keep your word, then you will have sinned against the Lord, and you may be sure that your sin will be found out. Go ahead and build towns for your families and pens for your flock, but do everything you have promised. Then the men of Gad and Reuben replied, we, your servants, will follow your instructions exactly. Our children, wives, flocks, and cattle will stay here in the towns of Gilead. But all who are able to bear arms will cross over to fight for the Lord, just as you have said. So Moses gave orders to Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the leaders of the clans of Israel. He said, the men of Gad and Reuben who are armed for battle must cross the Jordan with you to fight for the Lord. If they do, give them the land of Gilead as their property when the land is conquered. But if they refuse to arm themselves and cross over with you, then they must accept land with the rest of you in the land of Canaan. The tribes of Gad and Reuben said again, we are your servants and we will do as the Lord has commanded. We will cross the Jordan into Canaan fully armed to fight for the Lord, but our property will be here on this side of the Jordan. So Moses assigned land to the tribe of Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph. He gave them the territory of King Sihon of the Amorites and the land of King Og of Bashan, the whole land with its cities and surrounding lands. The descendants of Gad built towns of Dibon, Adaroth, Arer, Atroth, Jazer, Jogbeha, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Horon. These were all fortified towns with pens for their flocks. The descendants of Reuben built the towns of Heshbon, Eliah, Kiriathaim, Nebo, Baal, Meon, and Sibmah. They changed the names of some of the towns they conquered and rebuilt. Then the descendants of Machir of the tribe of Manasseh went to Gilead and conquered it, and they drove out the Amorites living there. So Moses gave Gilead to the Machirites, descendants of Manasseh, and they settled there. The people of Jair, another clan of the tribe of Manasseh, captured many of the towns in Gilead and changed the name of that region to the town of Jair. Meanwhile, A man named Noba captured the town of Kenath and its surrounding villages, and he renamed that area Noba after himself. The end. Okay, the end. That's it, y'all. That is it. So, whew, all right. So we got some tribes that are staying on this side of the Jordan. They have conquered. They've divided the plunder. Now they said we don't want to go over there. We want to stay over here. So they gonna stay over here. They conquering. The Lord is allowing them to overtake their enemies. And so, oh, that's why y'all was talking about that. So yeah, so that's where we at, y'all. That's where we at. They gonna be able to stay where they are, but they got to go and fight on behalf of the Lord. They still got to go before they can settle. They have to go and fight and help, and then they can come back and do what they need to do. Okay, so they can come back and live, and so that will be their portion. That land will be their portion. Oh, let's do it. Let's get to it. So that's that, y'all. How much we got left? We should be finished by what we said. What we got tomorrow will be on 33 and 34. Wednesday will be on 35 and 36. And that, yeah, so Thursday, we talked about that the other day. So we will be starting Deuteronomy on Thursday. Y'all, we almost there. Can we say that? I'm almost there. Put that in the chat. We didn't know, we ain't even gonna say almost. We gonna say this is we I'm there. I'm already there. I'm already where the Lord wants me to be. I'm already in position. I'm ready to receive. I'm already where I'm supposed to be. Y'all, like the live share love. I feel like the Lord has really been putting us in position for this new beginning. This morning, I didn't realize it, y'all, until I happened to jump on Facebook for a second. Today is the beginning of Mercury retrograde, y'all. Whether you believe in the sun, the moon, and the stars or not, let me just tell you, it is the beginning of Mercury retrograde. Okay, what happens during Mercury retrograde? Mishaps, miscommunications. People from the past may be reaching back out, coming back around. Yes, this includes exes. Okay, so your exes might be reaching out, saying stuff. There could be an increase in delays. There could be there are things that can happen. This is a perfect time to sit, reflect, rest, receive, relax, anything with a okay? Receive, relax, reflect, replenish, renew, reset. Whatever you need to do, it's the perfect time to get prepared for whatever your next step is going to be, right? If you can avoid signing contracts, I would avoid signing contracts, right? If you can't, life don't stop life, and just because we have a Mercury retrograde, y'all, that's just the bottom line. It does not, life don't stop life in because we have a Mercury retrograde. It's just a time where things you may experience complications, difficulties. If you're expecting an email, stuff getting lost in your spam folder, just things that can happen. Old people coming back that you know you didn't cut cords with, and all of a sudden they popping up, and it's like, what you want? What you doing here, right? Old people from the past showing up. Just be mindful of that. Okay, so just some of the things. Some of us, we have to be mindful. I had this happen just this morning, y'all, and we getting ready to, this is what the message is getting ready to be about, because we have new beginnings that are happening. This is a prep time, y'all. It's a prep time for us to really get ready for what the Lord is getting ready to do, right? The promise, we're getting ready to step into the promise He's bringing out of us. He's bringing us out. Come on, wealth and abundance. Come on, success. He's bringing us out of the wilderness and stepping us into our success, right? A new beginning. We at the starting line. We like right there. We almost there. And so we're not going to rush the process. That's something he was talking to me about this morning. We're not going to rush the process. So in these next, as we're stepping into this new beginning, as today is April the 1st, this is the perfect opportunity for us to say, okay, listen, how am I going to start? I told the Lord this morning, today is it's like starting a whole new year for me. And I'm not rushing starting into the new year. I was like, let me just sit down somewhere. Case in point, it's a way, it's how we can repeat cycles, right? We can repeat mistakes. This is a perfect, I'm telling you right now, y'all, from now until April the 24th. Be very mindful. You can find yourself in negative thought processes, negative patterns. You can find yourself revisiting stuff that you know you're not like. Y'all know, I was like, I started applying for jobs, right? And this morning, the Lord was like, why don't you just sit down? And I was like, because I feel myself getting impatient, right? Because, and this is how this started to develop this message, as I was talking to the Lord about this yesterday, I was like, I can feel myself getting impatient. I can feel myself getting antsy. And y'all know that the Lord has kind of parked me for a second, because I told y'all that I'm getting ready to start school. And so he's parked me for a second, but I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move on to the next thing. It's like the Lord, we talked about this yesterday on Sunday Spirituality. He'll give you a step at a time. I don't pray for more than a step at a time, because when I already got like five steps that I'm standing on. Does that make sense? Like so many things that I'm already trying to make sure is getting done. And I don't want to miss any steps. So I don't be praying. I told y'all this yesterday. I'd be praying for a step at a time, like, okay, let's go. So we got this step. So I told y'all I'm starting school in a few weeks. But I found myself yesterday like, okay, now that I know I'm starting school, I'm like, okay, what can I do now? Because I feel myself getting impatient, because I'm ready for this cycle to be over with. I'm ready to step into this new beginning. Like, I'm ready. So I found myself rushing, and that kind of was it. It was emphasized this morning because I ended up speaking with someone, and we're not settling for less than we deserve in this season, y'all. I found myself talking to this person, and he was like, oh, it's, the job paid this amount of money. And I found myself saying, oh, well, we could do it. No, I'm not going back on what I said. If I have to go back into the workforce, and I can't even say that that's what the Lord wants me to necessarily do just yet, I'm not gonna take less. I'm not gonna take less than what I deserve. Killer thing is, the Lord confirmed that. I tell y'all anyway. I'm not gonna say all that. But no sooner than I hung up that phone call, because I sat here for a second, because I ended up just hanging up the phone, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking less than I deserve. I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, there's just no way. Message. I'm not doing it. And so, come on, Tesla. And so I was like, I'm not taking less than I deserve. I'm just not going to be able to do it. And so they ended up calling me back. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. I was just like, I'm not. And then I get an email that starts talking about California minimum wage for fast food is like $20 an hour. I said, baby, you mean these folks? I was like, they play too much. And I know that people have the ability. Come on, Reliant. I know that people have the ability to send you the information that they want you to receive. So I appreciate y'all sending that. But I was just like, I'm not, but it made me pause and say, I'm not accepting less than what I deserve in this season. I don't care what it is. I'm not desperate. I'm not, because one thing about it is, I know that the promise is already mine. The Lord has already said that this new beginning, this fresh start already belongs to us, y'all. This is literally a change. He already said that the abundance is already ours. The new beginning, the fresh start is already ours. And so I'm not going to settle for anything less than what the promise is, less than what the new beginning is, less than what the fresh start is that the Lord has promised. Whether this could be a new job, this literally taught on this card says new job, getting a raise, creative projects, money comes to me. Y'all know I'm big on affirmations. I was like, well, let me just park it. Let me just sit down and sit at the waiting line until at the starting line until the Lord says, okay, go. Y'all know the way that I be working with the Lord is like, okay, he gives me instruction, I follow it, and then I wait and I receive more instructions. So even right now, I feel like I'm at the starting line to wait for him to tell me go. Okay, go. What are we moving into? Like, when is it? When he tells me it's time to move, I move. When he tells me it's time to sit, I sit. And because it's Mercury retrograde, I feel like we are sitting, right? We are sitting, we are resting, we are relaxing, we are receiving and preparing for go, okay? Because we're getting ready to step into go season. Believe it, receive it, determination, inspiration, and motivation. So that's one of the things he was talking about for the message this morning, was being prepared to go. Well, I feel like we're still in a preparation season. Today is the start of a new month, so we need to start speaking those new beginnings into our life. But this is a day to sit down. Come on, gaining momentum. Let it go. Like, what are you like? We know that we're building. We know that we're growing. We know that we're expanding. We know that we're elevating. We have to start believing that today is the first day of our new beginning, of our fresh start. And that was literally the message that he gave me this morning, y'all. Was like, listen, if you say that this is your new beginning, then this is your new beginning. So how are you going to cultivate that? How are you going to speak that into being? How are you going to take action towards making sure that you're going to continue to stay in that energy, right? Positive movement forward, gaining momentum, picking up speed. There are a lot of us, you'll notice, like, you may be having more creative ideas. You may like really feeling aware, really receiving, really feeling motivated. Use this time wisely, y'all. Use the time wisely to make a new beginning. Come on, cycles, to make a new beginning happen for yourself. Because I feel like that's what the Lord is calling us to do. He's like renewing your strength. This is a perfect time, y'all. It is a perfect time to just get ready. Okay. Just get ready to move forward. So if you're ready for your new beginning, then claim it and start speaking it into being today. I'm no longer trying to tell myself, oh, well, it's going to happen when. No, my new beginning starts today. And I'm continuing to speak that into every day. I got to keep saying, this is the new cycle. This is like the today, my fortunes are changing. Today, look, the wilderness moving on. The old cycle is done. The new cycle has already started. I'm gaining speed. My projects are working. My businesses are booming. My messages are reaching as many people as it can. Like, I'm praying for growth and expansion. I pray for that for y'all. I pray for it for me, right? Whenever I'm talking to the Lord, I'm like, show up in our lives and be a blessing every day. He knows what we need. Thank you, Lord, for the messages reaching the people that they need to reach. And so, what can you do today to confirm, like, okay, the month of April is my season of abundance, it's my season of increase, it's my season of moving forward? Like, what can you do today to make sure that you're always every day making some progress towards your goals, y'all, to some making some progress towards what the Lord is asking you to do in this season? For me, it's just like, okay, I got to write things down. I have to make sure that I'm keeping a schedule, because I got a lot that's getting ready to be added to the schedule. And constantly, for me, y'all know I've changed up. I be praying all day, just a lot of things. So what are you doing every day in order to make sure that you are working towards your promise, that you're creating, like treating every day like a new beginning, a fresh start, a new page? That was something else he was telling me about yesterday. How are you cultivating a positive new beginning type of mindset? Okay, you got to speak those things that are not, until they are, because the more you speak it, the more you're going to start to see those things to show up in your life, and believing that anything is possible. So the month of April is your fresh start. It is your new beginning. It is your opportunity to really begin to cultivate, create, and develop the life that you said that you want to have for yourself. And I received that. We don't know how. I don't know how the Lord is going to do, but when do I ever know? Child, I didn't know that he was going to tell me to go to school until last week, right before I went to San Diego. So the Lord is getting ready to start unveiling plans, y'all, blueprints, strategies. That's a message that he gave me yesterday. We're going to talk about, I think, next week. I think it's either Monday or Tuesday. He gave me a message about strategies and blueprints, but we'll talk about that coming up here in the next week or so. So how are you going to move forward? How are you going to move forward in positive energy with new beginnings today? Start implementing that today. Y'all know I journal, so I write things down and I speak things. Of course, if you don't have the Message Clarity Tarot and Oracle cards on digital download, you should get them, okay? So that you're constantly reminding yourself, y'all. When I tell y'all, it be constant reminders. Shout out to everyone who's purchased. If you don't have any of the digital downloads and you want one, hit me up. I'll give you, you can get them. Because I was tripping right yesterday. I think it was Jamila. It's so crazy, y'all, to see something that the Lord inspired you to do. And then you see how someone is benefiting and helping someone else. And so that's a blessing for me. Like, man, this really is helping someone else to become clear and, building their own relationship with the Lord, learning how to trust your own intuition. Because I'm not the person to tell you, you need to follow me and listen to me and trust my guidance. I don't want you to trust me more than you trust you. I want you to trust the Lord. I want you to go talk to God and let him talk to you. But that comes with you being able to understand and hear. So how do you do that? You have to start understanding, like really listening to yourself and developing your own intuition, your own spirituals, right? Which is the way that God is going to talk to you. So as always, that is what the Message Clarity Tarot and Oracle cards do. They just allow you to start listening to yourself and trusting your own guidance, your own wisdom, instead of having to depend on anyone else. It's a skill, y'all. It is a muscle. It is a gift. You have to use it. It is just like it's like using you have to use it. It's just like a muscle. You have to use it. You have to learn how to listen. Come on, signs and synchronicities, because otherwise, a lot of us, that's why we spend so long making the wrong decisions, because we'll do things impulsively, or we're doing things when like an emotional um response, or we're doing things because we think it sounds right. Learning how to trust God is like, okay, well, I know this is the answer. Why do I know? Because I heard it. I felt it in my spirituals. This is not something I think is right. And it's something that I'm still cultivating and developing too. I am not the end all and be all, or the person that says I got it. No, because we sometimes we make mistakes. So I would never claim that I know everything about it. But the more that I build relationship and talk to the Lord, the steps become easier and clear. So learn how to listen to yourself and trusting when the Lord is showing you something, trusting when he's talking to you, trusting what you feel, understanding what those little intuitive nudges means, y'all. It changes your life. You don't make as many detours as you once made. I don't make as many detours anymore, y'all. Or if I do make a detour, I don't stay as long in the place where I was. And I literally can just be like, some don't feel right. That ain't right. Nope, that ain't resonating in my spirituals. When I say that, it's like if something's not resonating in my spirituals, it's like, that don't feel right. It don't feel right. And a lot of times, y'all, true story, the Lord will test you, and he will send things in that are counterfeit to see if is this something. Do you know how to discern? We talk about discernment. Do you know how to discern what is coming from the Lord and what is coming from you? Are you going to chase after something that you think is right? Or are you going to sit for a second and sit with yourself and learn to listen to yourself and trust your internal guidance, which is coming from the Lord, right? And that's what the Message Clarity Tarot and Oracle cards do. They help you learn to trust yourself. So that's it. Message as the final word of guidance, right? Messages from spirit. Can't make it up, right? The last card that after the shuffle. And then look, write the vision, make it plain. So downloads, activations, wisdom, intuitive nudges, clairvoyance. You're definitely going to be receiving a lot. So take some time. Make sure that you're taking some time, spending that time with yourself, listening to yourself, learning to listen to yourself. Of course, if you would like to support, I would truly appreciate it. You can pick up your Message Clarity Tarot and Oracle cards, either a physical deck or a digital download, which you can put on your screen. So it helps you all throughout the day. It really does, y'all. It's so crazy. I can ask the Lord a question, and then I look at my phone, and then I literally be like, OMG, I just asked for guidance on that. Like I just asked for a step on that. And that's how he's been having me use them. Or I can say something, and then all of a sudden I look at my screen, because I have it on two different widgets, and it's just like, man, I was just talking to the Lord about that. So find a way to communicate with the Lord, and make sure that you're tapped in and tuned in to what he has to say to you. Okay. And that's it, y'all. That's the message for today. I hope this helps somebody. Y'all make sure you go and watch the message from this weekend, Sunday Spirituality. That's it. FYI, y'all. Like I said, y'all know my schedule is going to be changing up because I am moving. But because I'm getting ready, like I'm gonna be doing different things. So I may be looking at changing the time for this. We may be starting earlier, not later. Okay. So if you're like maybe like 6 a.m., I kind of want to do a trial and see how I feel about it. 6 a.m. California time. Okay. So Pacific Standard Time. So that would be like an hour and a half earlier. So I'm definitely looking at doing that. And then because I'm gonna have busy mornings moving forward. So I am thinking about changing the time. Y'all make sure, like, if you can, like, rest, relax, receive for these next 3 weeks. Don't rush into anything if you don't have to. If you have to sign a contract, hey, girl, hey, then just make sure you're reading all the fine print so you don't get caught in something. It's a time for, it's a reset time. This is a definitely a reset time for all of us. So use the time wisely, okay? That's it. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Y'all, hydrate your soul and things. Drink your water. Say your gratitude. This is a time of new beginnings. Oh, scripture, Psalms 27:13. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. And I'm going to start. I pray that we all start seeing that today. We all start seeing the goodness of the Lord today, that he shows up in all of our lives in a mighty and miraculous way. Bars, right? That he shows up every day and gives us exactly what we need for that day to keep us motivated, inspired, elevated, and encouraged so that we can be successful in every day that he gives us. Okay. That's it, y'all. That's it. That's all we got. Go be great and amazing. Have a fantastic and amazing day this morning. I will see y'all in the morning for Bible Clarity, and we will have another message and see what else Spirit and want to talk about in the morning. And that's it. Message. I love you in real life. Look, come on, message 810. And we on that. Look, come on, Revelations. Get ready. You finna get ready to receive something. There may be something. We had the tower yesterday, didn't it? We did on Sunday Spirituality. And that card came up for me this morning, y'all, on my widget. That's so crazy. It's like 500 of them that I have on this particular widget, and they're random as they show up. But 1616 may be a number that you're seeing as well. That card came up. I'm gonna show y'all real quick since they put it on my spirituals. It came up in the Sunday Spirituality yesterday. You can go watch that. There's something unexpected that's coming in. I don't know what it is or what hit this one. This is literally the card that came up for me this morning. Like right before we came on here, this card came up for me. 1616, life-changing events, orchestrated chaos, breaking ancestral karma. So I definitely feel like there could be a significant change that's happening. We claim it all positive changes. All changes are good because they help us to move, grow, elevate, and expand. But don't be surprised if the Lord shows up in your life in a mighty and miraculous way, y'all. Like I really just feel like that's what he's doing. I feel like he's moving in this season. He's moving things out of the way. He's allowing us to grow and expand and elevate. And I receive that because I can't stay where I'm at. I'm not gonna keep doing the same things. I'm just not. I'm not. So I'm expecting positive change to happen in my life every single day. Every day, okay? Positive change is happening in my life, and I believe it. I receive it, and I can't wait to see what the Lord is going to do, y'all, because I just refuse. That old season is done. I'm not claiming it anymore. I'm so grateful for it. We release it. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we release it with love, light, and healing energy. But baby, we not gonna stay in that old cycle anymore. This is resilience, bounce back, recovery. Okay, I'm back. Growth and elevation, restoration. Okay, I'm back. Whatever it is that you've been asking the Lord to restore in your life, He's gonna show up and restore in a multitude of ways. He's not gonna. This don't even feel like no little restoration. This feels like the Lord doing big things in your life. Big blessings. Okay, we claiming big blessings. So that's it, y'all. Y'all go be great and amazing. I think that's really it this time. I love y'all in real life, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Make sure you grab your Message Clarity Tarot and Oracle deck as well. And if you would like to share a testimony of how the Lord has showed up for you in a mighty way, make sure you send an email as well to 336 tarot and oracle at gmail.com until I do one for the message ministries, which might be today. Okay, an email. So send an email to 336 tarot and oracle at gmail.com if you would like to share a testimony, okay, and give glory to the Lord about how he has done something great and amazing in your life. Okay, y'all be hearing my testimony, so I'm gonna keep telling y'all because I keep receiving them. Thank you, Lord. So make sure y'all submit an email. Okay. I love y'all in real life.